really like number. Okay, so it's hard for me to really like number and categorize my videos because I move with the spirit and I don't always know what I'm going to get or when I'm going to get the next part of it. So I deliver it to you as I get it. Regions of the brain. Okay, so the regions of the brain. This is an overlay, okay? And when I say overlay, I mean if you follow what I'm saying, you'll get the picture, but it may not be specifically what you called it or what somebody else has called it. Words don't mean words. Words are things that we use to assign meaning to another thing so that we can have a conversation about it, right? Because this is a pencil, right? But if I called it a crouton and you called it a pencil, neither one of us is wrong or right, okay? So it's a pencil, it's a crouton, but we have to assign words to have a conversation. The thing about talking and speaking in the spirit is it's an imprint or a particle attaching to you giving you a word. It's not something that we have a common base of reference for to be able to conversate about. So I use overlays so that you'll get the picture of what I'm imprinting, but you may not already have these words or understandings, and these words or understandings may come from stuff you already have, which is how we link to the stuff that we don't know. So if you can understand some of that, if you can't ask me, I'll explain it better. The point of that was this is an overlay of an experience or whatever. You'll get it as I said if it's for you. Okay, the brain, there are different regions of the brain that you go to, and depending on the level of liquid or attachments or particles or whatever the case may be that attach to you, your brain, whatever, um, you will experience earth in different ways. Okay, earth opens up to you in different ways, different realms and things like that. So sometimes when you see people or you think they crazy or they talking to themselves or something like that, they're talking to something that they're actually really experiencing. They're just in a different realm, on a different page, on a different wavelength or timeline than you. You know what I'm saying? So some of the stuff that I say, I know sometimes it can sound far fetched to some, but I speak it anyway and try to put it on video if I can anyway, because if it's happening to me, I've noticed it's happening to somebody else. And I may experience it in one way, but being a light, somebody else is experiencing it and they need that word or they could use that word for me, even though we may be having two totally different experiences. So I say that to say when you see somebody and you think that they crazy or whatever, or they talking and stuff in ways that you don't understand, that message may not necessarily be for you, but that doesn't mean dismiss that person because the message wasn't for you. Maybe a message will be for you, maybe it won't, and you choose if you dismiss or not. But that doesn't mean that they're not very intelligent, and able to conduct themselves in a way that they should. It just means they have different experiences than you, and the more we conversate about these experiences, the more we find out we're more alike than we are different, and that a lot of people could benefit from having these experiences. um, so yeah, so the different regions of the brain allow you different access to different experiences. And when you go into these places, always go with the highest God, always go with the highest good, always do your best to be doing what is right and righteous in your heart. Every man must take his own path, and God's ways are not my ways. So I can't tell you what to do. I can just tell you from my experience, always trying to do your best gets me the best out of everything I've experienced so far. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. Regions of the brain give you different experiences. Um, yeah, I believe this has been mapped out in places. Um, I believe that I have a map, but I don't understand it yet. So, yeah.